Hi everyone, my name is Amitesh and this video is a masterclass on logarithmic differentiation. As I've taught multiple times at Princeton University, I'm going to show you what the process is, which is super simple, walk you through that, and then talk rigorously mathematically at the end about how it works and an easy way to look at it as well. So watch till the end for that and let's just dive right into it. So let's talk about a function y equals x to the x. Okay, so this is the first example of logarithmic differentiation. Now, we're going to bypass the issue of what x to the x actually is, which is pretty important, but we're just going to take logs on both sides to differentiate this function, and this is going to be cool practice with implicit differentiation. So what we do is we take logs on both sides, so we get log y is equal to log of x to the x, and we know how log laws work. The exponent comes out front, so we're going to get x log x on the right hand side. So we get log y is equal to x log x, and now what we want to do is we want to differentiate both sides with respect to y. So the whole motivation for taking logs was it was difficult to understand x to the x at the beginning, but by taking logs we've now got it to a function x log x which we can understand. So let's now differentiate both sides with respect to x, and this is going to use implicit differentiation. So it's going to be practice with that, but if you don't know what that is, don't worry, we're going to walk through it. So we differentiate the right hand side using the product rule. Okay, so you've got x times log x. So differentiate using the product rule, what we get is that x log x prime, which is the derivative of x log x, is just going to equal to the derivative of x, which is 1 times log x, plus x times the derivative of log x, which is x times 1 over x. So that's it. That's going to end up being log x plus 1, and that's the derivative of the right hand side. What about the left hand side? What happens if I differentiate the log of y, and this is with respect to x, right? Because I differentiated the right hand side with respect to x. Now in this case, we're going to have to apply the chain rule. And the reason for this is we're taking log of something and we're differentiating that. Okay, we're taking log of y. Now if we're just taking log of x, the derivative would be 1 over x, right? But because we're taking log of something, suppose that something is some function of x, right? Suppose it's x squared or something like that. Then you'd say the derivative of log of x squared is 1 over x squared times the derivative of x squared. So it's the derivative of the outside, which is the log, times the derivative of the inside. That's the chain rule. So the key thing to remember here is the derivative of log y with respect to x will be 1 over y times the derivative of y with respect to x. Because y is not equal to x, right? If we remember our original function, y is x to the x, that's what we want to solve for. So we have to put the dy dx there. This is very important and good practice with implicit differentiation. So I'm trying to show you and help you to just remember this. So we've got 1 over y dy dx is equal to log x plus 1. And now what we can do is we can solve for this dy dx just by multiplying both sides by y. So we therefore get dy dx is going to equal to y times log x plus 1. And the cool thing here is that we used implicit differentiation in a situation where we knew what y was already, so we can just plug in that y. So we're just going to get this is x to the x times log of x plus 1. And by the end of this video, very soon, in a few minutes, we're going to get a general formula for logarithmic differentiation of anything power anything. Okay, so that's going to be super cool. So we've got that, and that's going to be the derivative. Okay, so a feature of logarithmic differentiation is you always are going to have the original function multiplied by something. Okay, so you're going to have that x to the x there times log x plus 1. Now, I want to talk before I go on to the next example as what is actually x to the x. Okay, so we manipulated it in a way that, we understand, for example, if x was 5, it's 5 to the 5, right? But what if x is pi? What is pi to the pi exactly? So if you're just curious about that, here's a quick way of looking at it, which also gives a valid method of differentiating such functions, okay? And the method is as follows. When we define x to the x, the way people define it is what we do is we say that, so suppose you kind of say like y is equal to x to the x. The way people define x to the x is they define it as e to the x log x, okay? So e to the x log x. Now, why is this? What does this really mean? Well, if you think about whatever x to the x is, right, if you take e to the log of that, you're going to get it back, right? So think about it this way, x to the x is going to equal to e to the log of x to the x. But that's not helpful for us because we don't know what x to the x is. We're trying to figure that out. But whatever x to the x would be, what would be a reasonable definition of x to the x would be log of that should be x log x, right? As we sort of saw in the example we just did with differentiation, the point being that this is actually the definition of x to the x. It is e to the x log x is a valid definition and it satisfies all the usual exponent laws you want. I'll do another video on that, but that's the definition of what x to the x really is. Okay, so if we know that definition of x to the x, there are 2 points to keep in mind: that you cannot take log of a negative number or log of 0. So actually this function, its domain is only going to equal to all positive numbers. So in interval notation, it's going to be 0 infinity, which is all numbers greater than 0. And then you can define what x to the x is. So unlike, you can define like -3 power 2 or something, but you can't define -3 power pi, for example, in this manner. Okay, so x to the x has a domain of positive numbers, but when you have this, you can also differentiate it. Okay, so let's just dive into what that looks like. And this is another way which I recommend for learning how to differentiate logarithmically, is you don't have to take logs. You can just differentiate directly from the definition, and that also works, using the chain rule. So for example here, if we're trying to find out what is the derivative of x to the x, well, we say the derivative of x to the x with respect to x is going to equal to the derivative of e to the x log x with respect to x. That is, after all, the definition of x to the x. And now you differentiate e to the x log x, you use the chain rule. Okay, so e to the x log x, you differentiate the outside, which is e to the something. E to the something, you differentiate, you get back e to the something. Okay, that's the fundamental property of the exponential function. So you get e to the x log x times the derivative of what is inside the exponent, which actually we already did in our example. If you remember that, we differentiated using the product rule, we just got log x plus 1. And now e to the x log x is of course what we define to be x to the x, so you get back x to the x times log x plus 1. So that's another way of differentiating, and I like this too. Okay, so this actually really talks about what x to the x is. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you both ways, so you have a fundamental mastery of looking at it in 2 ways, and this is really the main way, but the other way works too. Okay, so that's one example. Now let's do one more example and find a general formula. Okay, so if you're up for it, f of x power g of x, what is the formula for the derivative of that? Okay, so that's my challenge to you. But let's do one more example just to play around with this. Let's do the example of y equals to sine x power e to the x. Okay, so just some kind of function like this. Okay, sine x power e to the x. Now I want to highlight that this function is not defined everywhere. As I said, you need that the base should be a positive number. Sine x can be negative sometimes, but whenever it's defined, we're going to differentiate the function. Okay, so that's what you generally understand with these problems. So how do you do that? Well, we take logs. So let's do logarithmic differentiation. So you take logs on both sides. Log of y is equal to log of sine x power e to the x. And we know that the exponents come out front when you take log. So you get e to the x times the log of sine x. And now you can differentiate both sides with respect to x. So in logarithmic differentiation problems, the left-hand side is always going to have the same derivative. We already talked this through in the first example. It's just going to be 1 over y. You differentiate the log, you get 1 over y and multiply by dy dx. Okay, so y is a function of x. So we're going to get log of y, the derivative is going to equal to 1 over y times dy dx. And that's just going to equal to the derivative of the right-hand side with respect to x, which is using the product rule, e to the x times log of sine x. So you can see here, log of sine x is only defined when sine x is positive. But here you can differentiate. So differentiate the e to the x, you get it back, times log of sine x, plus the derivative of, plus e to the x times the derivative of log of sine x. Okay, so plus e to the x. And what's the derivative of log of sine x? Well, you're going to differentiate the log, so you get 1 over sine x, and then multiply with the derivative of sine x, which is cosine x. Okay, so you're applying the chain rule here, so it's going to be times 1 over sine x times the derivative of sine x, which is cosine x. Okay, now that's just going to end up being, you can, if you like, you can factor out the e to the x. It's going to be log of sine x plus, well, what is cosine x over sine x, right? Once we factor out the e to the x, it's just cotangent x. Okay, that's the definition of cotangent x, it's cot x. And now we can find out what dy dx is. So therefore, dy dx, you multiply both sides by y, right? The y on the left-hand side, that is sine x power e to the x. So we can just say it's going to be e to the x times sine x power e to the x times log of sine x plus the cotangent of x. Now, in calculus problems, sometimes when you take logs, people recommend, or it's important to put the absolute value. Okay, so when you say log of sine x, you put log of absolute value sine x. It's not necessary here because actually the original function isn't defined if sine is 0 or negative, so I would just keep it like that, and that's going to be the derivative of sine x power e to the x. Now we're going to end the video with the challenge question which I asked you earlier on, and this is going to be super cool. It's actually a formula. Of course, I wouldn't recommend memorizing the formula just because, you know, it's much easier to do the process. You know, it's one of those cases in math where it's much easier to do the process than just memorize, and also memorizing you can easily like forget it. But we're going to differentiate f of x power g of x, so we're going to end the video with this, and this is going to be super cool, and this is the ultimate test. You know, if you can do this, then in theory you can do any such problem with logarithmic differentiation. Of course, sometimes logarithmic differentiation problems have, you know, product rules. You know, you multiply a function like this times something else, so then you have to do it step by step. But this is the general approach. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much. You know, it means a lot to me. I'm delivering elite math education to as many people as possible, free accessible math education. So thank you so much. And please don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to constantly be notified of all kinds of math at all levels. Okay, so let's go into this now. And I'm going to talk about y equals f of x power g of x. So we can again use the logarithmic differentiation method. So we say log of y is equal to log of f of x power g of x. And here we want a formula for what the derivative is going to be. So this is going to equal to g of x times the log of f of x, and that's going to be log of y. So again, it's the same process that we see every single time. If you differentiate the log of y, you're going to get on the left hand side, log of y derivative is going to be 1 over y. So differentiating the log and then differentiating what's inside the log, which is y. So you're differentiating dy dx. That's a chain rule applied 101. G of x times log f of x. How do you differentiate that? You do it with the product rule. Now I recommend, you know, just a quick tip, if you are a little bit like getting used to the product rule, I recommend just putting out the formula. You know, I've had, when I was, you know, teaching this, I remember like multiple semesters when teaching this at Princeton, sometimes students like would have difficulties like applying it because when lots of things are involved, you can kind of mess it up, especially at the beginning. So it helps to just label things, you know, u, v, and then what you can do is you can say that the derivative of uv is going to equal to u prime v plus uv prime. Okay, that's the product rule. Differentiate one, multiply with the other, differentiate the other, multiply with one, add them up. So here you can sort of figure out, okay, what is u prime and v prime going to be, right? So here you can sort of do this on the right side of the board. So u prime is just going to equal to g prime of x. Okay, that's whatever that is, right? Whatever g is, if you have a specific function, you can find that out. And then v prime, that's going to be a little bit, you know, care is needed. V prime is just going to equal to, well, log of f of x, again, it's log of something, so use the chain rule. Derivative of log is 1 over the something, so you get 1 over f of x times the derivative of f, so you get f prime of x. Okay, so that's going to be v prime. And now you can use the, you know, you can use the product rule. You can sort of say that, now therefore, this is going to equal to u prime v plus uv prime, which is going to equal to, well, u prime is g prime of x. So it's g prime of x times the log of f of x plus u, which is g of x times v prime. Okay, so g of x times v prime, which is f prime of x divided by f of x. And so therefore, you can solve the problem. You can write what dy dx is because you multiply both sides by the y to isolate the dy dx on the left-hand side. Common procedure with implicit differentiation. So therefore, we get that dy dx is just going to equal to 1 over y. Well, y goes to the right-hand side. Y is just f of x power g of x. So it's going to be f of x power g of x times, you know, g prime of x log of f of x plus g of x f prime of x divided by f of x. Okay, so that's going to be the final answer, and that's going to be a formula, right? In theory, any function you get, you can apply that formula. If you know f of x and g of x, you can apply the formula to find the derivative of f of x power g of x for any f and g. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you loved that video. It means a lot to me that you watched this far. I'm trying to create infinite free accessible math education. Before you click away, I just wanted to tell you that, you know, I've got content at all levels on my channel, so check it out. You know, I want you to enjoy math, love math, whatever math you're doing, you know, check out my channel, share with friends and family. You know, if you have other students in your class in high school or college, or friends who are doing math at any level, you know, they can benefit from the channel. I want to grow my channel really big and disseminate to everyone, to help everyone, you know, no matter what high school or college they're attending, they'll have access to free math education at all levels. You know, I'm a research mathematician. I spend my time thinking about, you know, solving problems that have been unsolved for a long time, for many years. And I'm trying to teach all levels of math, you know, from basic to advanced in a different style, you know, not just like textbooks or even what you might encounter in typical high school or colleges, but as a journey, thinking about the process. And so that's the unique angle of my channel, and I hope that it'll benefit from you. Thank you so much for watching. Wish you all the best, and I'm super excited to see you in the next video. Please take care.